Diolch yn fawr iawn, Dirprwy Lyweg, diolch i'r gweinidog am yr datganiad a diolch am yr briffio sydd yn cael ei roi i fi a llyfryddion eraill yn ystod yr mater yma. Ga i ddeud hanesyn wrthych chi am feddyg nath gysylltu efo'n swyddfa fi gwyno ynglyn â'r llinell 111, oherwydd i bod hi wedi delio efo claf oedd wedi gorfod talu decpunt i ffondio rhif dim 845, achos bod 111 ddim yn gweithio a doedd y claf ddim yn gallu defnyddio ffôn landline ar y pryd. Mi oedd y claf arbennig yma a'i gŵr wedi dod yn ôl o'r Eidal yn ddiweddar, lle oedden nhw wedi bod ar wyliau efo teulu, efo cyfeillion. Ar ôl y dadra, mi nath y cyfeillion hynny oedd yn byw yn Lloegr gael ei profi, a'i profi negyddol am Covid-19. Mi gafodd y cleifion yng Nghymru wedyn anwyd a chi'r pen a ffonio yr rhif dim 845, ond mi ddwedwyd wrthyn nhw nad oedden nhw yn debyg o fod mewn risg ac nad oedd angen iddyn nhw gael ei profi. Ond oherwydd bod yr cyfeillion yn Essex wedi cael ei profi, mi deimlo nhw y dyla nhw gymeryd camau pellach eu hunain. Mi benderfynon nhw yrru i Ysbyty Gwynedd, siarad efo nyrs yn fyna, nath roi triage iddyn nhw ar y ffôn. Mi nath y meddyg wedyn wisgo ffedog a menig a mynd allan i'r car i sicrhau bod profion neu diagnosis yn gallu cael ei roi iddyn nhw. Be da ni wedi glywed oedd bod na ddiffyg dealltwriaeth hyd yn oed ymhlith staff mewn ysbyty, mewn gofal meddygol tu allan i oriau, enghraifft, ynglyn â be yn union i wneud mewn achosion fel hyn. A mae hynny'n fater o bryder, wrth gwrs, os ydy'r staff ei hunain ar y llinell flaen yn teimlo nad ydy'r cyngor ganddyn nhw i'w roi i bobl, na chwaith yr dillad addas i'w amddiffyn eu hunain. Dwi'n nodi ac yn ddiolchgar yn y ddatganiad bod meddygfeydd teulu yn cael dillad addas erbyn hyn. Rwan, mae yna nifer o gwestiynau yn codi o'r mater yma i fi. Yn gyntaf, os ydy pobl yn methu ffonio 111, gen rhyw reswm yn methu fforddio talu wedyn i ffondio rhif dim 845. Os yna berig yn bod ni'n methu rhai achosion a be ydy'r camau fydd yn cael ei wneud mwyn cryfhau y ddarpariaeth 111 yna ymhellach. Os ydy staff mewn ysbytai yn teimlo nad oes ganddyn nhw'r offer angenrheidiol i gwarchod eu hunain, oes na ddisgwyliad y byddan nhw'n cael yr dillad yna. A hefyd, pa gama sydd yn cael ei wneud i gryfhau y ddarpariaeth mewn ysbytai ar gyfer y bobl hynny sydd yn mynd yn groes i'r cyngor sy'n cael ei roi iddyn nhw ac yn mynd i'r ysbyty beth bynnag, oherwydd mae pobl yn mynd i wneud hynny yn anffodus. Gobeithio mae chydig iawn fydd yn gwneud, ond mi o'n mynd i ddigwydd. Be fydd yn cael ei wneud i sicrhau bod ysbytai yn barod am hynny. Os gai hefyd wneud apel am y wybodaeth ddiweddara ynglyn â capacity gofal mwy dwys. Mae'n allweddol, dwi'n meddwl, yn bod ni ar y pwynt yma mewn amser yn sicrhau bod y capacity yna ar gyfer gwlau gofal mwy dwys yn cael ei darparu mewn ysbytai. Dwi'n meddwl i bod hi'n deg i ddeud bod yn profiad ni o wledydd eraill, o edrych ar yr hyn sy'n digwydd mewn gwledydd eraill, yn deud wrthon ni bod y math o ofal sy'n cael ei roi i bobl ar y pwynt lle mae afiechyd nhw'n troi yn ddifrifol. Prynnau ydy'r gofal yn briodol iddyn nhw ac yn ddigon da iddyn nhw ar y pryd yn gallu gwneud y gwahaniaeth pan mae'n dod at ydyn nhw yn mynd i oroesi yr afiechyd yma. Felly, be sy'n yn cael ei wneud rwan i sicrhau bod yr capacity yna yn cael ei adeiladu ar gyfer yr anghenion allagodi yn yr wythnosau'r misoedd nesaf ar gyfer gofal dwys yn yr ysbyty.
Well, thank you for the comments and questions, and I think your story of real experience in the recent past is important for all of us. So on 0845, the old 0845 number, That is a cost that phone providers themselves provide, and we're not in control of that. That's really frustrating, but we've taken the step to have an all-Wales 111 service, so there's a consistent number, so we're not asking people in different parts of Wales to check which number they should use. And I think it's really important, the points about clarity and consistency in the message that we have. And I'm really clear that if they need more resources, then we'll find more resources to give them more capacity to deal with people. And there is something then about our whole NHS system understanding what to do, both about whether they need to use protective clothing or equipment, but also to make sure that people do themselves understand in a simple and a clear way how they should behave with members of the public. And I think your point about the fact that they drove to a hospital site, that's exactly what we're asking people not to do. And our challenge about reinforcing to the public to please follow the advice is to keep them and other people safe. It's about keeping them, their family, their loved ones, but also people they may never have met. This is a really serious position. The choices that we may well be faced with making will be choices that are imperfect in the sense that we may be making choices about putting off activity within the health service to prioritise the most serious activity. We may be asking people to deliver treatment in a way that isn't what you'd expect to deliver in the here and now today, because of the capacity and because of the demand that we may see coming through our doors. And the situation in Italy should tell us something about the choices we may face. Italy is not a developing world country. They have a good developed world health system, and yet their healthcare system is overtopped at present. They've overtopped all of their intensive care capacity, including having scaled that up by redeploying their staff. And they're having to make some of the choices the First Minister described as well. They're talking about treating people in hospitals, not in the sort of position they might otherwise want those people to be in an intensive care bed. They may not have those beds because they're full. They may talk about people who may need ventilation. They don't have that. They're thinking about alternatives. And as I've said several times, we may be treating people in their own homes when today we would definitely be saying that person should be in a hospital, in a bed with a certain level of escalations. These are not trivial choices we are actively contemplating having to make. And even if we flex all of our capacity, if we switch off other areas of activity, if we redeploy all of our staff, it is still possible that if we don't take steps, if we don't take effective measures, we could be overtopped. It is also possible that doing everything humanly possible, a new condition which we don't have a vaccine for, we don't have effective antiviral treatment for, it is possible when you look at the reasonable worst case scenario that a range of our services could be overtopped. Now, that's the challenge we're facing. So the seriousness of all the choices we make are real. And as I say, the scale of what is happening in Italy now should reinforce that, not just the rise in the death toll numbers, but also the numbers of people that are seriously unwell at present today in Italy and they're having to care for. So I'll be happy to deal with all of those points as we come through and have to make choices, both about choices that we are making, about changing the way the health service works, but also about choices that we are saying we don't need to make. And again, asking the public to follow the advice that we're giving from trusted sources, the government, the National Health Service, and to make sure that we do follow that advice and not some of the alternative advice that exists from alternative commentators that I've been giving a platform on social media and the broadcast news. I saw an interview Rory Stewart did, a former cabinet minister, and he was suggesting that the government should ignore the scientific advice and take action early in advance of what the science tells us. That is entirely the wrong thing to do. Actually, I thought I was very disappointed because it's highly irresponsible. So this government will make choices, even if they seem counterintuitive. I'll provide the reassurance. We are definitely listening to the 4 chief medical officers across the UK, and we are definitely listening to the very best scientific advice we have to base our decisions upon.